Barflies. They are the exact opposite of Austin Powers in that women do not want them and men do not want to be them. We're all glad we know one, and if you are one, hey, you're the greatest gift of all. An example. Yo, Sydney, last chance ever to see my hip show about aliens. Melbourne, you as well. Sunshine Coast, it is your first and last opportunity to see it. Get your tickets, links below. Limited sales left! We have collated the greatest Barfly stories that have been sent in to us, and here they are, in no particular order. I used to work in a pub way out bush. One busy night, around 6 or so months into my stint, most staff were missing at least a beer from large rounds. It happens, but not to everyone on the same shift. Me suspects a little barfly buzzing around. Or a new alcoholic staff member. You. Anyway, I got a large round, served them 8 or 9 beers, turned around to charge them, and caught in the corner of my eye a little hand reaching up. It isn't a little fly hand. Grabbing the glass and taking it under the bar. Turns out there's a bloke with dwarfism! Yes! Who routinely steals drinks on busy nights in both pubs around the area. That is incredible. You lived in Aussie Hogsmeade. There are magical creatures tiptoeing around. I can see them, but they can't see me. They do exist. You could send me to a jail, but it'd have to be the wine cellar in the jail to fit my small stature, and that won't be prison for me. Got security and proceeded to piss myself watching the footage and seeing his hand grab drinks. Send it through. Send it. Don't keep the laughs to yourself. Keep them going. Why do little people make everything just that little bit better? I have one old fella that works at a factory. He comes in literally every day, and progressively over the past 3 years, I have been serving him his routine Great Northern Super Crisp. Oh, what a man of culture. He's been progressively losing fingers due to toy workplace accidents. What, do they come to life and they're evil? Oh shit, it's the Chucky shift again. Where'd that little go? We really got to stop making these. Or at the very least, I got to talk to my union rep about the voodoo priest that is the on-site manager. What, you want me fired? What else am I qualified for?
Yeah, I think toy might be a typo in that one.
Oh, nonetheless, as fun as the toys that they may or may not produce. Nice act out. He is down to 5 fingers. That's like half of mine. Sucked in. I've got this many on one hand. That are yet to be chopped in half or removed completely. I do like that you said yet. Very good, because we all know where that trajectory is going. Still able to hold a beer, and that's all that matters. Took the words out of my mouth. Fuck, I wish I could have a Great Northern here to cheers him. Especially because I think that if you did, it would really take him off balance. I almost never go to bars, and one reason why is when I went into a bar bathroom and had my knob puked on. What, and this is in reason you don't go back? I was trying to take a whiz in the stall. It was a unisex bathroom with 2 stalls and no urinals. Far out. You even had a barrier and they still got the projectile in. They would have been useful in medieval warfare. When this drunk dude yanked over the stall, I guess their locks didn't work, and scrambled to the toilet to throw up in it. Oh, it was one of those scenarios. Oh, mate, I gotta go. No! While I was peeing. Didn't look me in the eye and said nothing afterwards either. That is a perfect detail. I know how that would play on your mind. You also have to admit, though, pretty fucking alpha. Just left the stall. He didn't even use the sink. Hey man, he didn't touch his cock unlike you. Had an old fella who loved his Keno. Who doesn't? He would time his drinking and his smoke breaks for in between games. So, that's proper time management. Why is he in a bar? He'd be great at... No, he would have been good at a job before the chronic alcoholism. So when a game finished, he would head outside and light up. He would finish half a smoke, put it out, and come back just in time to sit back on his stool before the next game started. Dude, it's Mission Impossible with really low stakes. He would finish 1 pot of 4X bitter, yeah, of course he did, and 1 ciggy for every 2 games. The dude was literally min-maxing his pub sessions. Yes, he was. Are you not entertained? When he died, oh, I mean, I think we all could have guessed that was happening, but still, there goes a pretty good guy, I guess. The wake was held at the pub. That is sad for 2 reasons. They asked for a pot of 4 eggs to be sat at his spot. I take it back, this is the sweetest wake I've ever heard. The keg ran out as I was pouring it, and the tap violently sprayed air and beer into the glass. Knew it. I knew ghosts were real. And subsequently, all over the immediate area, everyone thought it was really funny because towards the end of his life, old matey used to frequently shit himself. Lol. I don't know, maybe it's just my inner Aussie speaking, and I think that we all think this if we do have Australian citizenship. That's the most beautiful story I've ever heard. Every Tuesday night, the coaches go to the local pub to have a schnitzel and pick the teams for the upcoming week. Who said Australia isn't cultured? Yeah, who didn't? I think we honestly learned from the last story that we do have the best culture on earth. Prove me wrong. By the time we leave the sports bar, we were always one of 2 groups left. The other is a bloke there in his 80s, always there by himself and shit-faced. Every week he asks us to buy him a ham and cheese toastie. Why old so into ham and cheese toasties? Life does go full circle. When you're 2, ham and cheese toastie. And when you're 80, ham and cheese toastie. $4 at the bar. Hey, you can't beat the price. After weeks, and I'm actually talking closer to months, we finally caved. Oh. He then proceeds to get said toastie and throw it on the floor. What the f***? Laughing his head off saying, God, yes. And he did. He and got you. He got you, good you dogs. Every week we come in now, he calls us the gotcha screw. Oh, a mind as fried as the toastie he threw on the floor. I think you just need to find another pub, frankly. Like, you are a laughing stock, and rightfully so. After all, gotchas. In a rural Victorian town, I watched an old police officer slam something like 8 beers and go on to drive home. Lead by example, eh? God, I love the country. Aussie, 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 and all of that. Look, this video really is just a great condensation of what Australia culture is. It is more or less just beer-fueled mishaps. And also, tell me if I'm wrong about this. We're all pissed off when cops ping us, but I like the idea of that guy not getting pinged. I hope his mates don't. Went to a local Irish bar for a quiz night with some mates and got talking to a lad at the bar while ordering drinks. It was still bright outside, barely dinner time, and he was already at the oversharing level of drinks in. Don't you think that everybody that goes to a therapist needs a bar, and everyone that goes to a bar needs a therapist? We got to a bit of chatting and asked if I was from the cousin doing or sheep shagging area of where I'm from, and I said neither, but how about you? To which he goes, well, I guess me neither, because we found out we were cousins before it was too late. Hang on. You found out you were cousins and then didn't have sex? What the f***? I thought there was a bit more gold to dig for in his story. And you're absolutely right. Although the country towns of Australia did mine all of their gold in the gold rush, I think that it just transferred into their pubs, honestly. So I ask, what do you mean by too late? And he goes, well, we got back to my place, and as we were on the couch, she looked up from the ground at me and asked, is that man... Oh, wow. That's the exact opposite of a Barry White album, isn't it? I go, yeah, she tells me it's her uncle, but he's my uncle too, so... I ended the convo pretty quickly after that and went back to the quiz night. Oh yeah, not your genre of Pornhub, eh? I used to work in a wine bar with the average wine bar clientele, dickheads and ladies who lunch. Oh yes. I'm gonna be really sad when all of those die. Lovely ladies. The dickheads were the good customers. Really? When the average middle-aged woman gets a bottle and a half of Chardonnay in her, she becomes an untethered beast. What do you mean, after the half a bottle of Chardonnay? Every guy I worked with has a getting groped story. Yes, but I do think it could have been the dwarf from the first story who got a sneaky little cockhold. Time for some Lucky Charms. What the f***? It with the lady to lunch. Cheryl, how could you? What? No! One time was grabbed, not held, but grabbed by the vice grip of a woman older than my granny. Oh, I hope you got it on with her because she's a clearance sale. She said, looking at me dead in the eye, I make a great breakfast, you know. Not breaking eye contact. Here's the question. Did you get hard? Spent the rest of the shift hiding behind the bar. She was a regular. Yes, you can run, but you can't hide. I got very good at hiding before I quit finally. Oh, okay, apparently you can hide. This guy moved from the city to rural New South Wales to get away from meth. Ironic, and it is. At the bar, he would be fine for a short time, but after 3 to 4 drinks, he would start aggressively barking at other patrons. Sometimes big dog, sometimes a small dog. Really? Okay, I don't know why he's playing being a f***ing cavoodle. I thought he was supposed to be trying to be vicious in this, but no, I think he's just genuinely thinks he's a dog. Never knew what you were gonna get. I didn't realize that this was such a repartee of but we have had many stories over this series of someone, somewhere going, get up, Caitlin, I'm trying to hear what Matty John said about the game. Once he got enough beers into him, he would start trying to hand out his Dexies to people and tell stories about working as a prostitute on Oxford Street. As old as pubs themselves, wandering travellers regaling patrons with tales from yore. Haven't seen him in a while, hope he's doing alright. Well, let's see if we can track him down, eh? Because if he's barking, it's probably not that much of a stretch to say that he is now a furry, which coincidentally is what the next stories are going to be about. If you know of any furries, have any stories from furry conventions, let us know. We want to break the record for most stories about people who think they're dogs. Let's see if we can. I'm not confident, I still think pubs might actually have it beat. Now, if you excuse me, it's time for me to wet my whistle.